Привет, друзья! Сегодня расскажу, как я учу русский язык бесплатно. Don't worry guys, this video is going to be in English because I'm still figuring out myself. Today I'll be sharing the free resources I've been able to use to learn Russian. People often tell me in the comment section, "Ty очень говоришь по-русски хорошо." No, если честно, compared to others, я еще не на том уровне. I'm still making mistakes, поэтому я хочу start лучше. Let me break down the things I used to learn, from completely free stuff to things that cost money. Because guys, to be honest, sometimes investing is necessary. Let's dive right in. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about, or the first free resource I have for you guys today, is Duolingo. Yeah, I said it, Duolingo. I'm sure Duolingo gets a lot of hate on the internet. I want to give a caveat. Duolingo is not for those that are just beginning to learn Russian, like you don't know the Russian alphabet. In my opinion, Duolingo is for those that already know how to pronounce Russian words. Duolingo was what was instrumental in getting me to where I am today. The reason why I actually love Duolingo is because it gives you repetitive sentences or phrases to learn. When you repeat things over and over again, it gets stuck in your memory. For example, u меня нет машина, u меня нет девушка. What Duolingo does is that it repeats these sentences over and over and over again, and over time you begin to pick up words, you begin to pick up sentences. So in my opinion, Duolingo is a good starting point, but should not be your only resource. It leads me to my next resource, which is YouTube channels. Yeah guys, from my little research, to learn any language, you have to be able to hear what people are saying. This is where YouTube channels come in. Guys, Duolingo is not going to train your ears. You have to train your ears to be able to learn the Russian language, because for the most part, whenever you're speaking to Russians, they speak very fast. So you have to be able to pick one or two words to be able to put your sentences together. And YouTube channels have helped me so much. And I'm going to recommend some of the YouTube channels I watch that has helped me to become better at Russian language. The first is, let me pull out my phone and give you guys a list. Russian with Max. Second, Yaroslava Russian. Third, Easy Russian. Guys, watching YouTube channels is great for listening, to train your listening skill. Because guys, in my opinion, only my little time learning Russian, it's better to be able to understand and not speak than to be able to form words from Duolingo and not understand what people are saying. It's very important that you begin to watch YouTube channels. These channels I've listed for you guys will help you guys with your listening and help you become better at catching Russian phrases and learning some few Russian sentences and hearing Russians when they speak. Videographer, please come and film me and stop taking selfies. Let's go, let's go. Alright guys, the next resource is ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Guys, if you're not using ChatGPT in 2025, I don't even know what you are doing. You have to incorporate ChatGPT, not just in your Russian learning. If you're doing anything in your life in terms of studying, incorporate ChatGPT in your life. But let me not digress. Back to learning Russian. Guys, ChatGPT has helped me so much. I don't want to say too much, rather I want to show you guys. So make sure you stick to the end of the video, because I'm going to show you guys how I use ChatGPT to learn my Russian. Because if I say it, you're not going to understand it. ChatGPT is very important, especially for those that cannot come to Russia. This leads me perfectly to my next point, which is immersion in the life, immersion in the daily life, or immersing Russian in your life or day-to-day activities. If you can move to Russia, come to Russia. As you can see, I'm actually in Russia right now, and I didn't just come to Russia to come and learn the Russian language. Thankfully, I came here to study medicine and become a doctor. I'm a doctor today. If you enjoyed the video so far and you want to make vlogs like mine and grow your channel while you're at it, check out Vlog Mastery, first link in the description box below, and make sure you use E125 to get 25% off the course. Back to the video. My Russian progress was as a result of me living in Russia, in the sense that like I work with Russians, so I've been forced to learn the Russian language because I don't have any choice than to learn the language. That's a way to actually pick up a language. When you immerse yourself in the culture, when you have Russian friends, when you talk to your Russians, you begin to pick up words, you begin to make Russian jokes, you begin to, they say rugatsia. Rugatsia means to swear in Russian. You begin to say blad. So if you can immerse yourself in Russian culture, you don't necessarily have to come to Russia. If you can't come to Russia, there are websites where you can pay to speak with locals. The other day I found out there was one called italki. You pay for 1 hour of people's time, and then so if you want to learn Russian, I'll pay for a certain amount with a Russian, and then I'll speak to them, try to practice my Russian. And yeah, so that's for those that can't come to Russia. If you can't pay for the flight to come to Russia, then I think italki will be a good alternative for you. Watch Russian YouTubers, watch Russian vloggers, and you'll be able to pick their language. And for those of you that can come, please come to Russia, because that way it's going to help you fast track your progress in learning the Russian language. So I want to show you guys how I use ChatGPT to practice my Russian. The other day I was traveling to Nizhny Novgorod, and the conductor of the train was talking to me. So there was something I said. I used the word потом.
Через полчаса мы уедем.
Да,
потом.
Okay, хорошо. One thing about me is that whenever I say things in Russian in my vlogs, I try to always come back to check if what I say was actually correct. I came to ChatGPT and I was like, what scenarios can I use the word потом? Can I use it in the situation you can't use this train, you wait for this train to leave, and then the next one will be your train? That was what I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT now answered my question by saying that the word потом in Russian, blah blah blah, and also say you can use потом in your example, but with slight adjustment for natural flow. So what he said I should say is: Ты не можешь сесть на этот поезд. Подожди, пока он уедет, потом следующий будет твоим. So in the situation in my vlog, actually, what I said was not actually wrong, but I just wanted to confirm so that in the future I don't make a mistake in case I made a mistake. If you notice, my prompt was what scenarios. So he went on to give me other common scenarios for using the word потом, and he gave me пошли в магазин, потом в кафе. Next one, сначала включи компьютер, потом открой программу. Just in trying to learn how to use this потом word in one scenario, I've learned 3 other scenarios where I can use потом. So this is one way ChatGPT helps me to be able to, or this is one way I use ChatGPT to practice or to learn Russian. He also gave me another example example, when not to use pattern. Avoid using pattern when you're showing cause and effects. Instead, use tagda or paetamo. Anyway, let me not dive too much into this. It's just nice to see that whenever you prompt ChatGPT, it can give you situations where you can use a word, situations where you can use a particular phrase or sentence, and situations where you can't use a particular sentence. I wanted to know another situation when I can use pattern. So now I went on to say, what if I say he was working on his desk and studying, and then before I knew it, he started to feel dizzy and then he fainted. I was shocked. So if you notice, I used then twice in this statement. What I wanted ChatGPT to do for me was to translate what I just wrote now, and let me see whether they use pattern in their sentence or not, and just like how to like tell stories in case you want to say, and then I went to this, then I did this and did that. If you go down to sentence breakdown there, you can see pattern pakaya ishoni uspel nichevo paniat. Before I realized what was happening, as you can see now, I've learned a new word, I've learned a new phrase that I can use later on in the future. This is how I prompt ChatGPT to help me to be able to like learn different phrases in different sentences. I'm not the master prompter of ChatGPT, but this is just my way I've found to use ChatGPT to be very, very helpful to me. And I'm sure that, or I think that if you use it the way I'm using it, it's also going to be helpful for you, for those of you that can't come to Russia. All right, guys, I've given you guys the free resources. For some of you, get to a level where the free resources won't do it enough for you anymore. This is where you need to pay. Or for some of you, you're not self-motivated enough to teach yourself Russian, so you have to pay. So I'm going to give you guys some of the things or the paid investments that will help you to become better at speaking or learning the Russian language. The first is buying books. Guys, I have a book personally at home, Essential Russian by Evgenia Nekrasova. I bought this book, but I haven't had time to study, to be honest with you. I've been able to read some of the pages of the book, and the book actually looks proper to teach you the basic grammatical rules for Russian, and I think it's going to help you. That is why I decided to recommend that book. The second is hiring a teacher or a tutor. Guys, for some of you, you have to just pay a teacher because you can't hold yourself accountable. Me in the past, I would have not been able to teach myself the Russian language, but now because I have to work with Russians, I've given myself a time frame to learn the Russian language. I have to be self-motivated enough to learn for myself. That's why for now, I don't need a teacher, but I think a time is going to come when I'm going to need to hire a teacher to help me progress further. The next is, like I said, moving to Russia. Guys, these are the 3 paid resources in my opinion. Either you buy books, you hire a tutor, or you come to Russia. For those of you that might be watching this video and you're going to come to Russia already, congratulations to you. When you come here, please don't make the mistake to not want to learn the Russian language. Try to be serious in Russian classes. When you come here, you're going to have what we call PASFAC, or called preparatory faculty. My advice for you is to take this phase of your life, this phase of your language learning course very seriously, because it's going to help you introduce you to the Russian language. And yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not close to where I want to be in terms of learning Russian, but every day I try to get better. In my opinion, what's the most important is the consistency, not giving up, even when it feels like you're not getting progress. The truth is that you might think you're not getting progress, but over time, before you know, you begin to learn or begin to understand the Russian language. I forgot to even mention, there's a storybook I'm reading, and guys, I've been able to get to page 76 of a Russian storybook without having to use a Russian translator. Oh my goodness, guys, like it's mind-blowing, because there was a time I couldn't read pages, but now I'm reading pages upon pages and understanding everything they say in the book. Obviously, the book might be a simple book, but it's something that has helped me so far to be able to learn, or to be able to like test my knowledge and test my assimilation, or what's the word now, my understanding skill. Guys, don't give up. I know Russian is a very hard language. If you implement the methods I've taught you guys in this video, it's going to help you guys in learning the Russian language. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know the best tip that stood out for you guys in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.